Hi, I'm Alicia Roach from Equate. I'm going to talk about something that comes up a lot, which is what is the difference between strategic workforce planning and org design, or in what order should I do strategic workforce planning versus org design? So here we've got a little example of a simplified org structure, but it's pretty representative of what most organizations have with reporting layers and levels in a hierarchical nature. The dynamic that typically plays out for org restructures for many organizations looks a bit like this. Let's consolidate this division into this reporting line to make things simpler. Let's remove this role. We don't need that anymore now that that's reporting into this other division. Let's add some roles here. Joe, he's a squeaky wheel. He's always saying he's understaffed, so let's chuck him some extra resources. We'll remove this entire layer. I think there's too many layers in our organization and we don't actually need these roles. I read a report, a benchmarking report, that said we should target X number of layers. So let's flatten the structure by shifting this whole section into this reporting line here. I think everybody's going agile now. That's the buzzword. I think we should do that too. Let's call this team a squad now, and it's working in an agile way. And in fact, we've restructured the whole org, and I think we're all agile now. So let everyone know that we're working in an agile way and we're an agile org. Now, when we step back and look at it from a strategic workforce planning perspective, which is very much demand-led, which is translating what the organization needs to achieve strategically and operationally into a workforce size, or FTE, and shape, skills, to understand how that it needs to align to what we need to do as an organization, it gives us a bit of a different picture. So instead we see that actually this whole division here is really critical to enabling our transformation agenda. It actually needs additional roles to enable that, and not having that in place will delay that by 12 months and cause us a huge commercial impact. Now, a lot of the skills needed to enable that transformation agenda are hard to find in the market, or really competitive to find in the market, but we've actually got roles in the organization already that have 80% of what we need over here. So we can effectively reskill these workers into this transformation agenda to enable us to achieve it. Removing this section of the organization would cause our customer significant pain. They're a big part of our customer-facing delivery and really critical to our value chain. So absolutely, we must retain that workforce. A section of this team, however, we will be displacing through channel shift, through digitization, but that won't be happening for a 3-year horizon. So we can actually transition them more effectively. And if we cut them too soon, that's going to cause our customers significant pain as well. This whole section of the organization over here is really key in enabling our growth agenda, and in fact needs to double in size to enable that. And we have so many projects, digitization, transformation, etc., that we actually would really benefit from having a pool of agile resources that we can deploy to those, but they need these identified skills to be able to do that effectively. So what we've done here is actually, through that demand process, identified what size and shape workforce is needed by the organization so that we can get that in place, and then we can look at how that's structured, where it reports into. If we do it the other way around, we're just shuffling around the resources that we've got without really understanding that they're what we need now and into the future. And that's a dynamic that a lot of organizations have found themselves in, where they've really moved from, if you go back far enough, where restructures happened every year or so, to where many organizations find themselves in permanent restructure. And the reason for that is because they've never baselined their workforce to understand what size and shape it needs to be and how that aligns to their value chain, their competitive advantage, and what their strategic and operating imperatives are. We also, through strategic workforce planning, get that holistic view of the organization. We can understand things like reskilling opportunities, how to leverage different teams to deliver what we need to, rather than sometimes that siloed view that org design and org restructures can take. And so what we're really bringing is a proactivity to the organization. We're able to look to the future and move from the reactivity, knee-jerk kind of decisioning that comes through a lot of org restructuring to really put us in a better place, not only from where our organisation's heading and ensuring we're enabling that, but also from a socially responsible perspective as well. And I think that's really important. So strategic workforce planning is the way to do that. And that demand-led forecasting, which is the core of SWP, really enables that for organisation and to achieve their success.